Says we're live. I've got on Twitch. I'm live on YouTube. Ooh, did I figure it out? I think I figured it out. It was a bitrate issue. That was what was going on. Okay. Now.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a potential demon sighting. A horned woman near Yelesna Mines.
Now we're...
Performed routine inspection. Nothing
good.
yet. Sent in priest and escort of knights. We'll report in when we find something.
Okay. What do I want?
You, wanderer, I know what you are.
And what's that?
Joseph told me. He told me about Nevesk, about the blood, about your vision. You think you were saved. Fool. A demon's blood is alive. It will eat you from within until all that remains is her. You will see the truth there.
Man, I almost forgot to do it again. Okay. Let's... go down here and unlock this waypoint. I gotta consider whether or not I actually want to wear headphones during this. It's kind of hurting my ear. All right, here in a minute, we're going to start testing the system, how I will answer people's questions. And I'm not going to monitor my mic anymore because that is like, the echo is really screwing me up. Nope, I don't want to event. Don't want to join the event. Whoa. Clicked off of it. Ow. Hurting my ear. Hurting my ear. Okay. Here we go. Pick up these quests.
You're kind, but it's nothing that won't heal. I was a fool for trying to get into the old Lights Watch outpost. The place is overrun with fiends. I only wanted to... I believe my mother, Soliana, was stationed there. However, the church keeps everything but its records in the light. There must be something left behind at the outpost by Knights Penitent.
Don't worry. I'll look into it.
All right. Be right back. I gotta change my laundry out. Here we go, we're back.
That's better.
Okay. Back to it. Let's do this real quick. So, howdy everybody. Cross-Examinator here, and I wanted to take a minute to answer a question that I get all the time, which is, how do I represent somebody that I know is guilty of a criminal offense? And the question that the answer that I typically give is, many times, at least for me, I have to remember that my job is just as much about defending the system as it is defending the man. And what I mean by that is, if you think of our criminal justice system, think of a three-legged bar stool, okay? A bar stool with three legs. If all three legs are the same length, that bar stool works great. You can sit on it. You can balance something on it. It's not going to roll off. It's not going to wobble. It's not going to teeter. It's not going to fall down. As soon as one of those legs becomes shorter than the others, then that bar stool is essentially worthless. And so that analogy kind of illustrates why my job in those instances becomes so important. Just because somebody's guilty does not mean the bar stool should all of a sudden not work. Just because somebody's guilty doesn't mean that we should just abandon the system that we have built. We want that system to work appropriately. And if I do my job as well as I can, if the judge does his job or her job as well as he or she can, and if the prosecutor does their job as well as they can, we all do our job, we all do the best job that we can, then those three legs stay the same length. Criminal justice system works, justice is served, and the right result should come about. So it's those instances that I have to remember that my job isn't necessarily just to defend this person, even though I do, even though that's typically, from every single day, that's what I do. My job is to defend the system. And that's why defending somebody who is guilty doesn't necessarily bother me. The other way that I look at it is, many times, if I'm defending somebody that's guilty, my job isn't necessarily to get them off, right? It's not to find a way for them to escape justice. It's about mitigating damage. It's about making sure that even though this person is guilty of some crime, I'm still very concerned about their rights. I want to make sure that their rights get observed and upheld. I want to make sure that whatever punishment they received is just and fair and proper, because only by doing that do I instill confidence in the system. And I want that system to work. So that's the way I look at it. It's never bothered me to represent somebody that's guilty, but I completely understand why people ask that. I completely understand why, to some people, that's just kind of a weird deal. So anyway, that's just a kind of a snapshot. But if there's any other questions like that, if there's anything else that interests you about that topic, please feel free to reach out. Please feel to drop a question in chat, and I'm happy to answer for you. All right, let's get back to it.
Anything breaks, the forge is hot.
Roman J. Israel Esquire with Denzel watching Change My Minds on a criminal defense practice. The answer you just gave it, not heard before. Popular question too. Tex, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's a question that I get a lot, and it's one of those things that, as a criminal defense lawyer, I understand where that comes from, right? The other kind of illustration that I give to people is,
Do you see now that
think of somebody like Charles Manson, right? Super guilty, pretty undisputed, pretty evil dude that we wanted to spend a long time in jail. Same thing with like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Or the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. If his defense lawyer hadn't done their job and opened up a huge hole in his case that he would be able to appeal it through ineffective assistance of counsel. I mean, look at what happened with Bill Cosby. Now, I don't know a ton about the Bill Cosby case to be able to say with confidence that he is or isn't guilty, but what I do know is that he was convicted. He was convicted by a jury of all of these crimes. And then because there were issues with his defense lawyer, the job that his defense lawyer did, those convictions got set aside. And so I also look at it like that. Like, if I'm representing somebody who's truly guilty and truly deserves to be in jail, then by doing my job to the best of my ability, I'm not giving them that leeway. I'm not giving them that out later on of saying, hey, I didn't have a good defense counsel, so I should get a second chance. But yeah, no, it's like I said, I totally understand where it comes from.
Those were local hunters. They went with my brother Perithan to guide some merchants.
Yeah, Roman J.
through the
Israel.
mountain
That's
pass,
such a
but
good.
were
That's a
attacked
really
by
really good
bandits.
movie.
The hunters.
And
think
really
Perithan
anything with
set them
Denzel's a
up.
really good movie.
That cannot be right. He is not very devout, but he wouldn't do something like that. I want to look for him, but the woods are dangerous. Could I perhaps hire you as a bodyguard? Thank you.
It's fun
Before
that
we leave,
I'm
we
literally
should
doing
ask
all
around
these early
town.
game quests. I'm just going to do this
Maybe
exact
he
same
came
thing
back on his
again
own.
once the expansion drops. I'm going to start a new character and do all these again. So I'm not too terribly worried about getting everything right now.
No. Perithan does his very best to avoid me, I'm afraid.
Really just wanted to make sure
I
everything
should hope
works
he's
the way it's
somewhere
supposed
praying
to.
for his own salvation.
Ooh, what if I move? Okay, let me move this. Ooh. There we go. I like that. Okay. Okay, I'm tweaking stuff.
Yes, darkness is all around us, threatening to close in at any moment. It is our struggle
another
to keep it at bay, if only
another question I
just
get all the time
barely.
is what my
Back
craziest
when the
case
Knights
is. and
Penitent still patrolled these
That's
woods,
one that
they
I
would
have to be
construct
super careful
great
answering
sanctified braziers to ward off
because-
evil.
because I can't,
There is one
attorney-client
not
privilege
far
is still a
from
thing.
here.
I can give kind of
If
general,
you wish to help us push
general
back the
answers for that,
darkness, you
if that's something that
could
interests
light
anybody
it.
out there, just let me know.
That troublemaker? No. But let me know if you find him. I have some questions.
All right, let me move the chat box up a little bit. All right, another question there from Tex Reflex. I'm curious on your first courtroom embarrassment. Has it happened yet? What went wrong? Were you new and messed up? Specific wording? Just curious. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. It's happened many times. I've embarrassed myself many times. Probably the first one I can remember, I was in law school. I was a 3L, and I was practicing under what's called a 3L bar card, which a 3L bar card is something that law students can get that allows them to practice under the supervision of another lawyer. And I was doing, it was my first ever trial. I was in pre-trial. I was in front of the judge, and my mentor was there. And I can't even remember what question I asked, but I asked some question about just typical courtroom procedure. I think what I asked was how many peremptory strikes we were going to get. And now that I've been doing it 10 years, I know that number is fairly set in stone. In fact, it's in the rules of criminal procedure and in the rules of civil procedure. I was actually doing a civil case back then. And so when I asked that question, I thought I was a legitimate question. I was curious. I was, I'm excited. I'm writing everything down. But as soon as I asked it, it was a courtroom full of other lawyers, and they all started kind of snickering. And the judge was just really silent and kind of looked at me. And my mentor lawyer just kind of put his hand on my shoulder. He goes, "It's okay. Sorry." Because I immediately knew what I did, right? I immediately knew him like that was a stupid question. So it happened. I felt like an idiot. I've done it before. I had another one. This was a couple years later. I was in front of a different judge, and I was making what I thought was just a brilliant argument, right? And I'm sitting there just talking about how, this particular piece of evidence, it completely vindicates my client's position and blah, 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 blah. And then like 10 minutes into my argument, the judge just kind of pauses and he says, "Counsel, can I just stop you for a second?" I said, "Yes, Your Honor. What's going on?" He says, "What exhibit are you arguing about?" And I realized at that point, I had been making this long-winded argument about an exhibit that had not been admitted into evidence yet. And so the judge who I'm arguing to has no idea what I'm talking about. Now, opposing counsel did, because they had obviously, with discovery, they knew all the evidence was out there. But the judge thought I was a crazy person because I'm just describing this, piece of evidence. I'm describing this document in detail and says, it's obvious from looking at paragraph 3 that this, that, and the other thing. And the judge had no idea what I was talking about. So it happens all the time. It still happens. I was just in a trial a couple weeks ago. It was a 2-week trial, federal trial in the Northern District of Texas. And there were random times throughout that trial where I said something wrong or I screwed something up. I think at one point I got a witness's name wrong. And I've learned over the years that, juries, they want to see drama. They want to see the type of thing that they see on TV. They want to see that kind of heightened, kind of cool, dramatic courtroom. But at the same time, like, they have a great bullshit meter, and juries really want you to be real with them. And so I think a lot of times things like that, if a good lawyer can turn that to your advantage because it makes you relatable, at least I think so. I try to use it as man, it's a Monday. I didn't get much sleep last night, something like that, just so that jurors know I screw up, everybody screws up, but at the end of the day, we're all here doing our best. So yeah, it happens all the time. It really does. But you just, move on and try to do your best moving forward. But yeah, it happens for sure. Get this waypoint before we forget again.
Why? To finally arrest the menace? He went out with those heathen merchants a while back. I haven't seen him since.
Light, I was hoping. The merchants were ambushed at a camp just before the pass. We should search there.
Games like this, are super fun for me to play
was
I love ARPGs, big open world RPG stuff. But the older I get and the busier I get, the more difficult they are for me to play because, you know, the way my brain works, I have significant problems not doing 100% of everything in a game. Like, I want to 100% every game. I remember part of the reason why I never got part of the reason why I never got through, you know, everything this game has to offer is because I remember I was going section by section, trying to open every waypoint, trying to do every side quest, and trying to do every dungeon in every section of the map. And it was just so much that, you know, if I had like unlimited time, I'd be able to do it, but I don't have unlimited time. Like,
This is horrible. Do you see any
so that's
clues?
why I have like a love-hate relationship with these types of games.
I didn't want to believe it. But I've seen those scars before. Unsavory types who sometimes met with Perifan. But he's gone too far. He has strayed so far from the light.
Forget what the little glowing footprints mean.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Oh.
I can overlook my brother's foul deeds no longer. Light, grant me the strength to bring your justice upon my own blood.
What is hitting you? All right. Whenever the expansion comes out, I'm gonna have to remember how to like do dodges and stuff. That's not working. Oh, you know what? There we I need to hit harder. I need to hit harder. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Sure. Yes. 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 Okay. Let's try that. So, since I always do that scythe move, like, does the type of weapon I have not matter at all? Like, these are the things that would be helpful to have somebody with me that can do all the ins and outs. I need like a better at AoE stuff. Like, should I just be going for, you know, whatever weapon gives me the highest? Yes. Yes. Ooh. Oh, Lord. I went the wrong way. Here. that. Yeah, okay. I like that. What was I doing? Okay.
Perithan! Perithan, damn it! Where are you?
Uh-oh. Wasn't paying attention. Easy. Target easy.
Yaksan, what have you done? How could you have fallen so far? Margrave demands justice, brother. I need justice. They told me it would be clean. Lift a few purses and send them on their way. Nobody was supposed to get hurt.
Well, how'd that go?
Didn't kill anyone. I ran, and they punished me for it. You must believe me. You'll never convince the others. We can't return to Margrave. Can you walk? Laktham. These are old smuggler tunnels, right? We'll follow them south, somewhere no one knows us. Start over. Thank you for your help. He's an idiot, but his blood. I can't just... Can I trust you not to tell anyone where we've gone?
Okay, there's that. Good job. Why not? Okay. Going here. Going here. Unstable. Extreme health. What does that mean?
It's locked.
I just got super sidetracked. Let's just get back on course here. considered a Souls game? No, it's not considered a Souls game. It's an ARPG, so action role playing. It's a lot more forgiving than Elden Ring and Dark Souls, for sure. It's not. I mean, this game can get very difficult, especially like when you get up to the end game and all that stuff. But definitely way different than in terms of the combat style. Way different than Souls. This game has more in common, I would say, with Borderlands than Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Much more fast-paced. The combat is a lot more chaotic. Like, you know, you can tell in Dark Souls, if you're fighting more than 1 or 2 people at a time, you're pretty screwed, right? I mean, this game, there's consistently like 50, 60 people trying to run. And like, you know, you've got these, the people with the yellow name tag. So it's a lot different than I mean, there are some similarities. I mean, it's definitely, you level up, you have to, you make builds, you have to make builds. Crimson Desert is a lot of fun. I actually own it. I'm about, I'd say maybe an hour or 2 in. That's another one that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with because I really like Crimson Desert and I like what it's doing, but I don't have the time to really devote to getting super into Crimson Desert. But I might play it on the stream here and there. I really do like it. I think it's a super cool game, but I'm not very far at all. I'm really not very far at all. Alright, I picked up a bunch of stuff there. Okay, let's see. Using a two-hander. That's better. No. No. That's better. Yeah, Crimson Desert is super fun, man. But kind of like anything else, like, yeah, exactly, right? Like it's a game that I really want to like, but I know if I'm being honest with myself, I'll never finish it. Like, there's just not a prayer I'll finish it. I want to. I mean, it. Like I said, it looks super awesome, and it is fun. Like, I enjoy the bit that I've played, but there's no way I'll ever finish that game.
So you have. I can smell it from here. I wish I could have seen the flames dance. The light shines through you, Wanderer.
But yeah, I mean, my plan is to be on every Sunday about this time, between 8 and 10. So, I mean, 2 hours a week. Who knows? I mean, I might try it out. I don't know. The Assassin's Creed games. So I got 100% of the way through Assassin's Creed. I got the platinum in Assassin's Creed and Assassin's Creed 2. I beat Assassin's Creed 3. And then after that, I kind of fell off. I really want to go back and play Valhalla because kind of the Viking stuff seems really cool to me. I am very excited about the remake of Black Flag. When Black Flag gets remaster, when the remaster comes out, I will definitely be playing that. I will definitely be playing that. AP World has just used the game's references. Yeah. And I remember, I think it was Assassin's Creed Origins. I think that was the one that was in Egypt where they put in that special mode where you could just run around the world and like it would teach you different things about stuff. Yeah. Oh, Black Flag is... That's happening. Like, for sure that's happening. Because, like I said, Valhalla I want to play because the Viking stuff, like the Viking kind of atmosphere is super awesome. It's super interesting to me. But pirates, even more so. Like, that's happening for sure. That'll probably be a stream game. That one, and for very obvious reasons, GTA 6. When GTA 6 comes out, we will be playing that on the stream. I'll break down different crimes that my character is committing. I've toyed with the idea. Again, it all comes down to time, right? Like, I've toyed with the idea of going back and replaying through Grand Theft Auto 5 before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out. Because I beat Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out, but I don't remember it. And so I'd love to go back and like replay it, but there's just no way. I don't have time. Gratitude.
Thanks.
Gold ready to pound you after your next kill. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's super brutal. Dude, did you ever watch that show, Vikings? That, you know, that told the story of Ragnar Lothbrok and that his whole clan? Crazy show, man. Crazy show. And then when you find out that it's mostly true, even crazier. Yeah, Vikings were next level nuts. Yeah, it's super good. Super good. Damn, that was nice. Explosion there. Yeah, it's a really, really good show. I really enjoyed that one. Disappeared. Let's see. Here we go. We gotta do one of the little mini bosses up here. Ow. Dang. Okay, come on, come on. There we go.
Pa, is it true what they say? An angel walks among men? Oh. The Knights march the call of Valhalla.
Yeah, you can tell, like,
If I were 2 years old,
based on this screen alone, like, if you had this many people attacking you in Elden Ring or Dark Souls,
a skeleton crew will guard the fort
you'd
until
last
the
about
Knights can return.
2 or 3 seconds.
You'd be proud. No more polishing shields for me. They gave me a sword. Though I doubt you will ever see that. All right, soon. Eddie.
Question. Did you do speech and debate in high school or college? What was your favorite event? I did congressional debate and PF, the one where you go in with a partner and argue with another duo. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, so I did a little bit of debating in high school. My high school did not have an official debate team, so a friend of mine and I, we started the debate club in high school. And so we did a little bit of just kind of like intramural sparring. We had a teacher that was our coach that kind of helped us out, but it wasn't really super organized. So we didn't get to do a lot of, you know, events or intramurals against other schools like that, which really stinks. Like, it's something that I would have loved to do in high school. I think it's really, really helpful in high school, but I didn't get a chance to do it. When I was in law school, so not undergrad, but when I was in law school, I was on the mock trial team. So mock trial is really, really fun. It's a way, you know, you go and you compete against other teams in rounds where, you know, you're given a fact pattern and you have to argue for, usually you have to argue for both sides. In one round you represent the plaintiff, and in the next round you represent the defendant. Or if it's a criminal case, in one round you represent the prosecution, and the next round you represent the defendant. And, you know, then you get scored by a panel of judges and stuff. I did that in law school, and it was really, really fun. We got to travel across the country, and, you know, we competed in a tournament in San Diego that was super awesome. We competed in a tournament that was in Philadelphia that was really awesome. We competed in a couple of tournaments that were local here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Our company has been
and
called
so that
away
was
on a mission
that was
for
a
the
lot of
light.
fun. But yeah,
I know that,
I
like
tell people all the
others
time,
who have been called to
especially if
serve,
they have any
we want
desire
to
to
return.
get into law
We have
or
already given
the
everything
legal
to the
field,
church. Must
anything
we
you
give
can
up
do
our lives as well?
that's kind of along those lines is helpful. And so definitely do it. I need to go down this way. Okay. Ooh, big guy. Man. I keep getting hit by like that silent spell. Stop it. Because I have to get closer and use my stuff. They have so much health. Why did you change from Gamer Lore? So good question. I completely relaunched the channel. So I am not only here on Twitch, which is where you know me and you found me, but I have a YouTube channel that I'm starting as well, and I'm actually live streaming over on YouTube at the same time simultaneously as I am here. But I'll be posting videos over on my YouTube channel that answer kind of these basic questions. And so I was trying to come up with a name that was a little bit shorter. I liked the Gamer Lawyer, but it never really rolled off the tongue as much as I liked it. So I was trying to come up with something new, something fresh, something that would really kind of speak to what I do. But and the other reason that I changed is honestly, like, as much as I really enjoy video games and I consider myself a gamer, since I'm not very good at any particular games, I don't want people to turn into the channel thinking they're about to see some like super high level gameplay. But yeah, I mean, that was really all there was to it. I just kind of wanted to change. Now, maybe it was a mistake, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, what do you think of the new brand? I mean, I got, like I said, not only the name, but I got the new logos. I tried to redo everything. I need to redo like my page channel and kind of do some of the new banners and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to be kind of just fresh and new. Stuff.
Arms for the light. Raise the father.
All right, there we go. Now we're good. I need to find these other journals. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's true. I did think about that. You're not wrong. But hey, to me, there's something about subtlety. You know, I want people to ask the question.
Our new recruits are proving themselves strong. I've grown fond of them. Like Soliana Costa. Their devotion to the faith would cast even the darkest shadow of doubt from anyone's mind. It's easy to
What's crazy is like
about those left for the
I tried to pick the name
she had to leave her family too.
That you know was a decent name, but a name that I could use across all platforms. You know, I changed my Twitter handle, my TikTok name, my YouTube channel, all to this new name, right? And I went to change my PlayStation ID because I was going to change it to this. And I had done a search before I picked the name, like making sure that this name was available as a PSN ID and everything. And when I went to change it in PSN, it blocked me and it said that I couldn't change my name to this name because it contained offensive language. Which, okay. But I like the name. Well, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, it was just definitely wanted something new. But yeah, I thought that was really crazy. But yeah, and like that was, and again, kind of back to the point. Like I picked Cross-Examiner because like the Gamer Lawyer, that's too many characters to use for PlayStation, you know, all that stuff and stuff like that. So I wanted to pick, I legitimately tried to pick a name that I could do across all platforms, and then PlayStation screwed me. I still to this day no clue what about cross-examinator is considered offensive language? PlayStation said no. All right, where? I'm missing one journal, and I've oh, up here. If it's not up here, then it's going to be in the locked area. This isn't a vent, man.
Thank you!
Over here, help!
Oh my god.
Help, please!
A meager reward, but it's all I have.
Alright, well. Alright, let's see. Yes. 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 Okay. Oh, hold on, I gotta respond. Night, dude, love the channel. Hey, thanks, Tex. I really appreciate you being here. I'm about to log off myself. Like I said, every Sunday I'll be around. So just swing by and ask questions, tell your friends. Let's get a community going, man. But yeah, have a good night, man. Thank you so much for swinging by. All right. And with that, it's a good time to... Well, let's finish this dungeon, and then we'll head to bed. Oh, that guy's swinging so slow. There we go.
I tried to convince Soliana to leave with me. I told her that her son would rather grow up with a mother, and we could start over, away from this frozen wasteland. She refused. Soliana said to run would be to abandon the life in a better world for her son. Perhaps she's right.
Okay. Finish it. Gosh. Keep running into more things that are taking. Vladimir Bonker. Come on. Whoa. This has to be the right way, because like there's. Oh. Here we go, finally. case. That's cool. Nope. Yes. Yes. No. No. Okay. All right, everybody that stopped by, really appreciate y'all being here. As I said before, my name is Cross Examinator. I will be around every Sunday night between 8 and 10 approximately to answer any of your questions about the law, about criminals, about representing criminals, about law school, you name it, I'm here to answer. So make sure to swing by either on Twitch or on YouTube every Sunday night from 8 to 10. Check out my YouTube channel for when I post little short videos about this. Leave comments there. Leave questions that you want me to answer on the next stream, and I'd be happy to do so. Till I see you next Sunday, I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend, a fantastic week. Remember, stay out of trouble, then you won't need me. You have a good one.